Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to, what are we on? November 24th. November 24th. Woo, it is Thanksgiving week. Woo, how did we get here already? So it's a busy week, busy week. And what are we talking about today? Talking about that hot press cold coffee, that holiday love story, right? Because we've all reheated our coffee, what, 3-4 times before finishing that one order. So we're going to talk about how to laugh through the madness. We're also going to talk this week what the show lineup looks like this week. We're also going to talk about hours this week. We're also going to talk about Black Friday specials this week. So we're in it. We're in it. If you didn't know, today is the last day of our 12 days of Christmas flash sales. Yeah, that's right. Today's the last day because tomorrow starts Black Friday sales. Today, it is going to be half off HTV anything and half off of Vinyl Shield. So those are the two things that are half off today. Now, before we roll into all this, let me know some stuff. I need to know who you are, where you're from, what's in your cup, what the weather's like in the area, and then most importantly, your 5 things. What are 5 things that you are going to accomplish today? Now, for us, Black Friday prep, because we're still going to make sure everything is good to go with those. We've got HTV that needs to be cut today. We've got supplies that need to be ordered. We got to prep for tomorrow because I got a list of things. We're trying ball drops tomorrow, and so we got to make sure everything is making what it needs to make on that. And then we've got a meeting on the Wizard because Wizard launch is a week from tomorrow. Yeah, a week from tomorrow. How's that sound? So let's check in. Let's see how everybody is doing. Nicole, thank you so much for becoming a member. What's up, Chuck? Good morning to you. Renee, good morning. 30 way. 38 on the way to 48 there in Chicago. Water in the cup, or water in the bottle. Tea almost ready. Working top 5. Hi, Chuck. And Gabriella, good morning. Good afternoon to you. Good morning, Renee. Chuck. Renee's 5 things: therapy, invoicing, mileage and banking, more CAD learning. What are you learning? What CAD program are you learning? Prepping for Thanksgiving. Number 2 and 3, organizing the office. Yeah. We somehow, so we're doing a completely new Thanksgiving this year. We're actually going to our daughter-in-law's parents' house. Yeah, we're gonna go there because it started with they're gonna come here and we're kind of not sure how the dogs are gonna react and all of that fun jive. And then Cam said, "Hey, they talked about doing that at the kids' house." And I said, "Why don't we just host it?" I'm like, okay, great. So, like on my menu is going to be turkey, brisket, ham. Those are my important things with it, and then the rest fall in there. So, we're actually starting to cook and prep today for it as well. So, we'll be good to go come Thursday. Keith, a good morning to you. Hey, from the sunny Space Coast there in Florida. Caramel coffee in the cup. Oh, I got a white monster it up today. That's what I've got. Renee, that football, man, why do we do ourselves? Why do we do ourselves like this, man? that team. I don't even know what to say. Other than, hey, 8 and 3, I'll take it. Barb, good morning. North Central Minnesota, 31 and sunny. Water in the cup, 5 things. Quotes, digitizing, embroider polos, digitizing, DTF, patch layouts. Barb's got a busy day there. And hi, Chuck and Renee from Barb. Good morning, Barb from Renee. And Peg, good morning to you. Morning to me and Sharon and Keith. Good morning, all, from Gabriella right there. Russeline, good morning. Will Bling Anything be on sale anytime soon? I'm going to miss it. Bling Anything will not be on sale anytime soon. Reason being is that inventory is low on it, and we're trying to work the deal to get it there. They actually had a price increase on it, like a significant price increase, and the quantity that we have to order, let's just say that significant price increase added 1, 2, 3, almost 5 zeros onto what they expect us to order. So yeah, we're not putting any product on sale. We're low on inventory because I'm trying to get a better deal, and I'm trying. Deborah, good morning to you. It's a caramel brulee day. That does sound kind of good. Sounds good. Chuck, yum. What did Chuck have? What did I miss? Chuck had something good in there, didn't he? What did I miss? Rosalind's got apple juice in the cup. Work. Recreate logo. Press rhinestone designs. Cut flock. busy day. My YouTube on PC not working. I see it working on the other side because Linda is checking in and she's over on the PC side of it. Oh, Shaper 3D is what Mark would like to learn together, but I'm open to suggestions. I for 3D printing, off, not even sure. Hudson keeps asking me, when are you buying the printer? When are you buying the printer? When are you buying the printer? Soon, soon, soon. Soon we'll get that. I told him, I said, before Black Friday is over. So I got a week to get it, and then he'll be excited to make all kinds of fun stuff with that. So, rundown of this week. Today we got a show. Boom, right this. If you were in our mentorship community, that call, 9:30 a.m. We got that. And then what do we have tomorrow night? Tuesday with Todd, 7 p.m. All sales will start 7 p.m. tomorrow night. There will be ball drops. So you're able to purchase ball drops. You get ball drops for the amounts that you're purchasing there. All of our Black Friday specials will go live there. So really excited about that. This is my first time actually running the bingo balls. So we'll see how we can screw that up with it. But pretty excited about that. Then next week, it's going to be Wizard Drop. And then the show after that, I think, is we're going to do the Mega Bling Christmas Scene shirt. So, we'll talk all Wizard things next week. That'll drop. Subscription, yes. We'll have, here it is. Here's how the plan lays out. Here's what regular price of it is. Here's what price of it is in the first 90 days. Here's what price of it is in the first 30 days. Here's everything that you get with it. Here's everything. So we'll have that built out, and that'll be next Tuesday. So that's kind of getting ahead of the game there. Wednesday show. I think Wednesday show, we're going to do a little gratitude. The holiday week this week, as far as TRW, we're full day today, full day tomorrow, half day on Wednesday, nothing in the office Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we'll make sure that that's posted out there everywhere again, so people can see it everywhere to know what is, what's going on with that. And hey, why isn't anybody answering? Well, because we're closed. Now, we will be in the office because we own the place. So we'll be doing stuff. We'll be pulling orders. We'll be shipping orders. We'll try and answer as many questions as we have. But just making sure everybody knows that, it'll be a limited staff situation in there. Wednesday show, like I said, is kind of going to be a gratitude one. Like, hey, what are we thankful for? What are we doing? What are we doing with the stuff? Right? Like, what are we talking about? What are we doing? Because hey, it's that time of year. Let's show what we're what the gratitude reset is kind of what I was thinking around with it. And then Friday, Black Friday, right? So we're gonna talk Black Friday stuff on Friday, and then Monday will be Cyber Monday stuff. So kind of trying to put together a little theme there for it. Now, in between that time, we might go live with some stuff. There might be separate flash sales on Black Friday and on Small Business Saturday and on Cyber Monday, besides our regular Black Friday stuff. So there's some things like that. Most notably, what it'll most likely be is going to be ready to press transfers. We're just trying to figure out the best way to do it. And we think we came up with, here's how we're going to do it. We're going to do X amount of them. And when they're gone, they're gone. That way we know, hey, we have this many. We're good to go with it. We don't have to be stressed out trying to do more for it. So that's what we got there. Now on Friday, Friday was weird because there's football on Friday and it's a Bears at 3 p.m. on Friday. Really going to throw me off there. So not 100% sure how I feel about Friday afternoon football, but then the weekend's free, right? So we'll see how that plays out. All right, let's keep checking in. Oh, Peg's got a crisp yet sunny 57 there in South Carolina. Coffee in the cup, water in the tumbler, pressing DTF shirts, installing Wiz 6. Woohoo! Shopping for Thanksgiving dinner, prepping fridge for leftovers. Oh yeah, that was my thing. I'm like, I'm making a bunch of this stuff because I wanted leftovers and it's gonna be at our house. I was at work. When you take everything to somebody else's house, do they keep the leftovers? Do you keep the leftovers? I don't know. You tell me. Linda. 5 things: edit photos, press backpacks, edit photos. I think she's going to edit photos today. I think that's what she's going to do. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not going to take the holiday off. Like, let's be honest, it's not going to happen. I will work some, especially when we're trying to figure out dinner times and stuff, because I got to put brisket goes on tomorrow. Turkey will go, depending what time we eat, will depend what time turkey and ham go on. Trying to get all side dishes and everything prepped between tomorrow and Wednesday, so they're just in the fridge. Actually, Yeah, so Wednesday they can be dropped off at their corresponding houses and say, here's the instructions, here's what oven temps are, here's what times are, so you can throw it in the oven, and then when it's done, show up. So yeah, right there, exactly. What's a day off? I will still be working there. I'll take time off next year, maybe next year. Every day we work, we get with it. Please slice it all and keep some at home. I'm not doing that. It's going different houses because, like here now, transporting, that was the thing. I was like transporting, entire meals to somebody else's house. I'm like, okay, uh, because here I do, the aluminum pans for everything. And I'm like, I'm just good to go because they're, from smoker, grill, ovens, table. Taking somebody else's house, I'm like, oh, you need to put this in here because I'm gonna have not room. So, yeah, we're gonna figure it out. Also, a 3D print and buy a 3D printer today. Which one are you going with? P2S. That's what I think I'm going with. Question: once I get the rhinestone template made flock, how do I save it? How do you mean? How do you save it? You should get the file and you download it, and then you'll save it that way for it. So, Tina, good morning to you. All right. What do you say we just dive right into today? Because every maker that I know has lived that classic holiday struggle. Pour yourself a fresh cup of coffee. Today's the day I'm going to drink it hot. And then immediately what happens? You get sucked in a pile of orders, messages, last minute requests. All right. By the time you take that sip, colder than an Illinois winter, right? The holidays, they bring that certain kind of chaos that I think only really makers truly understand. Somehow we keep showing up with that same determination, that same cup of reheated coffee, time and time again. Now, truth is the holiday rush, it really does test everything. It tests your patience, it tests your endurance, test your organizational skills. And I think what it really tests hard is your ability to stay human while those orders keep coming in. But buried, deep inside the overwhelm are the moments that make the season really unforgettable. The creativity, the humor, the customers, who say that you made their whole Christmas with just one custom piece. Those moments matter. Even when the caffeine doesn't cooperate. So this episode, it's all about, finding that joy and that laughter inside all this crazy madness that's about to go down. We're going to talk about how we can embrace the imperfections, laugh at those hiccups, and really, keep your spirits warm even when the coffee isn't. Because if there's one thing that makers know how to do well, it is turning chaos into something beautiful. So grab a coffee and hey, let's enjoy a warm sip or two along the way. So, number one is let's find the funny in the chaos. All right. Holiday production. It does come with its own brand of comedy. Finding the humor, it is truly one of the best ways to stay sane during this time. When you learn to laugh at all the missteps, the misplaced tools, the scissors that who the hell knows where they're at. I swear, I just said them here 5 minutes ago. Where are they at? I mean, I'm the only one that deals with that, right? You learn to laugh at all that, the whole season really becomes more manageable. That humor, it interrupts the stress. Even that small moment of laughter, it really, really does matter and can reset your entire mindset. Oftentimes we put, a lot of pressure on ourselves to be perfect, but perfection is not the goal. Progress is. When you embrace, how about we embrace the ridiculous parts of this process? You take away the power that stress tries to hold over you. Laughter is 100% a way to reclaim control. Even when everything else around you looks like a complete craft chaos tornado. Every time you choose frustration or you choose humor over frustration, you give yourself that permission to breathe. And the more you practice that shift, the smoother that your day is going to feel. So some examples of this is, a sublimation artist created a daily holiday chaos report. And that was done in a reel, showing off the silly things that happened in her shop. Dropping stacks of prints on the floor, losing her lint roller for the ninth time. Her followers really looked forward to it every day, and it helped keep everything lighthearted during the busiest season of the year. Another shirt maker kept a whiteboard titled "Things I Blamed on Christmas Today." Listing all the funny mishaps ranging from crooked presses to forgetting to preheat a blank. Her customers loved the honesty, and it reminded her not to take the chaos too seriously. So, action step for this is, let's just write down 3 holiday fails that will eventually happen, and let's commit to laughing to them when they show up. Now, number 2, let's build micro moments of joy into your day. When you are buried in orders, you might not have time for long breaks or deep relaxation, but you can create these small moments of joy. These tiny resets that really help you stay grounded and really reconnect to yourself when that pressure starts to build. Moment of joy, it doesn't have to be big. A song you love, a good smelling candle, silly sticker on your press, anything that makes you smile, that counts. Those micro moments are really powerful because they interpret the stress spiral before it takes over. When you intentionally place small doses of happiness in your day, you protect your energy. And what does that do? It really prevents burnout. You know, those little rituals remind you that you're a human being, not a production machine, and that your joy really does matter. Even 5 seconds of joy can shift the tone of your entire day, helping you return to your work with more focus and more heart than before. So, some examples of this is a maker started playing her holiday hype playlist every morning before she turned on the press. She said those few minutes of just dancing in her slippers really set the tone for her entire day. Another laser engraver kept a jar of her favorite chocolate truffles next to her machine. And you know what she did? She rewarded herself every time the project was done. It became that little tiny celebration that kept her motivated and grounded. I've done that with M&Ms plenty of times. The red and green M&Ms come in the bag in a jar right there. Ooh, I can't have more until this is done. I get a treat. So, like that. I'd say action step is just choose one small joy that you will intentionally add to your workspace today, and then let it carry you through the chaos. Now, number 3, let's celebrate progress, not perfection. During the holiday rush, it is really easy to only focus on what's not done. The pending orders, the unanswered messages, the stacks of blanks waiting to be pressed. But, celebrating your progress, that really helps you stay confident and energized. Every order you finish, every transfer you print, and every message you respond to counts as a win. Perfection becomes the enemy during busy seasons because the pressure to get everything right, it really steals your joy. When you celebrate your progress, you shift your attention from that scarcity, so behind, I've got so much to do, to abundance. Look what I accomplished today. That shift, man, that shift changes everything. Acknowledging your wins, it is going to build momentum. And momentum, this time of year, it is definitely a maker's best friend. So, some examples of this. A printer created a done today wall using sticky notes for every completed order. By the end of the day, the wall was covered. And they felt really proud instead of panicked. Another decorator made a daily wins roundup post, inside her Facebook group, showing all the orders that she finished. It really helped her customers celebrate with her, and she felt more supported and energized each and every day. So, action step for this is, at the end of today, write down 3 things that you finished. Doesn't matter how big or how small. Celebrate each one of those. So, Before I move on to form 5, let's check in and see what we got here. I mean, how do I say the flag? So we have a couple options. We know people that will put it on the flexible cutting mats. We know people that put on the disposable cutting boards. We know people that just put it right back on the backing. So peel the flock off, get the dots off, and put it right on there. I'd say 90% of ours are that way. Just put right back on the backing, and so that's what we do. You have to find humor. If you don't laugh, you will cry. 100%. I don't know how many times I've cried, and that's just today. It's really going to try you. Wrestling, I don't live in the US. Oh, Italy doesn't have, you don't have Dollar Tree over there? You're missing out. Stick to the backing of the transfer tape, sheet protectors stored in 3-ring binder. There you go. You got it. When I do go to the US, I'll stock up on rhinestones. I love it, love it, love it. Look at that. Good. You're welcome. All right. Look at everybody helping everybody out. I love it. I love it. That's my favorite part, is when everybody helps everybody out. Okay. Let's get on to number 4. Number 4, let's protect your piece like it is part of production. Right? Your piece, it cannot be optional. It has to be essential. When you protect your mental and emotional energy, you work better and you'll feel better. Those holidays, it's going to bring chaos in from every direction, and it's going to do it without boundaries. So it is really easy to lose yourself in the rush. Creating that bit of breathing room each day is really going to help keep you grounded and focused. Now, come on, everybody, just go ahead and raise your hand with me. Makers often feel guilty stepping away even for a moment. Right? But you cannot pour creativity, patience, or precision from an empty cup. Protecting your piece, it does not require hours. It's just intentional breaks. Even a few minutes of just stepping back can really help you return with more clarity and less tension. When peace becomes part of your workflow, everything else, it really does become more manageable. So, some examples of this is a maker set a timer that remind her to take action, to take a 5-minute break every 2 hours. All right. She used she used the time to stretch, to breathe, look out the window. And what did she notice? That when she came back, she made far fewer mistakes. Another couple that was running a print business set a strict no work talk rule during meals. So, we're all together. Corey and I try and do that. It's tough. We really try. And for this, it really, it helped them, recharge emotionally, and it kept the relationship strong during the busiest season. So, action step for this is set one non-negotiable boundary this holiday week. A daily pause, a time cutoff, even a moment of quiet. Most importantly, honor it, keep it, treasure it, do everything you can do to protect it. Now, number 5, remember why you started. Your work really does matter. In the middle of chaos, it's easy to forget that, the heart behind your business. But your work, it becomes part of someone else's memories. A gift opened on Christmas morning, matching pajama set from holiday photos, a keepsake that makes someone smile for the rest of their life. Your creativity, it really matters more than you know. When you reconnect with your purpose, the long nights, well, they really feel meaningful instead of exhausting. Now, the stress doesn't disappear, but it does become lighter because you remember who you're creating for. Purpose turns overwhelm into intention. Your why, well, it really fuels you more than caffeine ever could. And that's even if the coffee's cold again. Now, some examples of this. Sublimation artist kept a folder on her phone filled with customer photos wearing her products on Christmas. Whenever she felt drained, she just scrolled through them and remembered the joy that she helped create. Another artist saved a message from a customer saying, "Your shirt made our family photo perfect this year." That one sentence that really kept her going through the rest of the holiday rush. So for this, let's just write down one sentence that reminds you why your work matters. And let's place it somewhere that you will see it and repeat it every single day. So to recap all this, here's how we're going to laugh through the madness, all right? We're going to find funny in the chaos. We're going to build micro moments of joy into your day. We're going to celebrate progress instead of chasing perfection. We're going to protect our peace like it's part of production. And we're going to remember why we started and why our work truly matters. Now, the holiday rush, it is always, always, always going to bring a little chaos, but it also brings meaning and memories and moments that remind you of why you love what you do. When you choose joy, even during this crazy madness that's about to go down, you turn, that your cold coffee into a warm reminder of your passion behind the craft. Now, that's what I got for you. Questions, comments, concerns before we get out of here for the day. Let's see. Hi, Linda from Barb. So true. My room is messy. And it's that time of year. Rosalind, aren't you the pot calling the kettle black? When do you take a break? So, like yesterday, I worked a little, but I took a break-ish I didn't get everything done that I wanted to because it took time. And I played video games for the first time in probably 25 years yesterday. Probably 20, 25 years. It's been a long time. Hudson's like, you want to play some Fortnite? I'm like, show me what to do. And we did that. So we took a break. That's what he wanted to do. Okay. I watched some football. So Sundays are usually kind of my recharge and rechill day. I'll work in the morning a little. There's that. Mondays, I'll work till probably 5, 6 o'clock tonight, and then nothing after that. We'll go there. Tuesdays are a little longer because we do have Tuesday with Todd that we do. Wednesday, I try and I'm scheduling breaks, scheduling talks, scheduling other stuff. I schedule things, but I know that we have to do it. Like I know 100% that for the next year or so, I'm gonna eat sandwiches for lunch every day. Like, it's just what it is because we're trying to get a process in place. We bought a job, and that job requires work, and we know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and we just have to do that now. Do we have to do it 24 hours a day? No. I have people hired for that. We have VAs, we have assistants, we have people to help manage that for us. So here's my punch out list of things to get done, but I still make sure to take time for a break. I still make sure to take time to just relax and enjoy what we're doing. And a lot of times it's take break to hear from you guys, to see what you're doing. I love being able to scroll through the group and see when people post things. It was really funny to see somebody else being trained how to use one of our designs on their equipment because they couldn't figure out how to split something. And so, so the person, that type of equipment, they used the file that did. So, I love seeing that. I love seeing the things that you guys create. I love seeing your stories of success. Even if we're just a little part of it, that's where it really makes me feel good at. Let's see. Tamika, welcome. Hello, it's the first time here. Now, Tamika, we do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. So we do that. And then Tuesday nights, Tuesday with Todd. You want to tune in tomorrow night. We're going to have our Black Friday special. We're going to do bingo ball drops. We're going to give stuff away. It should be pretty fun and exciting. I'm going to start rhinestones and need your help on what I need to purchase. Ooh, tune in tomorrow. We will, because we're going to have some things on sale, so you can get some rhinestone starter kits where it'll give you everything you need to get started. Debbie, thank you for the discounts. Can't wait to get all my orders and try. Debbie, I can't wait to see everything that you make too. I'm really excited. There's a couple people that every single day they ordered. I take that back. They did not order rhinestones. So they just might. I'm not saying that they will, but there just might be an order of rhinestones in their form, just as that. There's some things that we want to do for some customers, not for accolades, not for recognition, not for anything to be like, oh, look what we did. But I'm going to say that there's going to be some random customers between November and December that things just might show up. That's all. I'm going to leave it at that because we're excited to be a part of it. You guys do great. We try. We really try to. Peg, welcome in and come back off. And that's right. Like that. I'm making an order December 1st. Woo, that's Monday. That's Monday. Woohoo. We'll get you taken care of. Okay, with that, we're going to wrap this up because we do have our mentorship call starting in 30 minutes. For everybody that wants to join that, coming soon. Like when we were going through the project list of things we need to do, 12 days of Wiz 6 to get wherever that is, Wiz 26, Wiz subscription, what everybody wants to call it. The next version of the Wizard, that was kind of priority, banging the things out on there. And then it was 12 days of Christmas and Black Friday stuff, and then the launch, and then we'll have it soon. Soon. That's what we're gonna go with. Ooh, not off the top of my head. And then what I've known is that not all of them are created equal. So crossing fingers, but I don't know off the top of my head. All right, with that, you guys, we do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure to like and subscribe and share. Share is caring, folks. It really helps out with that. So until next time, peace, love, press on. We will see you then.